in our life, and we look at how this all plays out, you find out that money is a result. Wealth is a result. Health is a result. Illness is a result. And your weight is a result. We live in a world of cause and effect that goes on. Let's go to another one. Have you ever heard anybody say the lack of money is a problem? You ever heard that? Yep. Have you ever said it? Yes. Okay, that happens all the time too. But here's reality. The lack of money is never a problem. The lack of money is merely a symptom of what's going on underneath. We're back to results or roots. Which one are we talking about? Okay? And the lack of money is simply an outer result. So, the only way to permanently change your outer world is to first change your inner world. And as we then look at taking that a step further, we say, okay, how do we go through a process of manifestation? Well, first thing is we have thoughts, then we add feelings, then we add action, and what do we get? Results. Okay? So let's take a look at that and just analyze what exactly is going on there. The first thing that's going on is that we have the results, okay, and the context that we've been talking about it, that's the outer. Agreed? Okay? What would you consider the inner?
Feelings.
Okay? Thoughts and feelings. Now here's a very interesting thing about this, because the action actually is the bridge between the inner and the outer. So what does that mean? Here's the thing that I've learned that you're going to find that's kind of different about some of the programs we're going to talk about in a minute, is that many of the programs that I attended previously and have been through focus on either thoughts or some actually throw in feelings. Okay? But what is it that causes there to not be any results? Action. And to really understand that action is the bridge between the two, between the inner and the outer, between the thoughts and the feelings, and actually getting the results. So when we look at T. Harv Eker, I'm glad Harvey's not here tonight. I misspelled his name.
We like the hat, though.
You like he's a hat, not a have not, huh?
Harv is very famous for saying, give me 5 minutes and I can predict your financial future for the rest of your life. And how does he do that? Okay, and he really just asks some questions. He really just talks a little bit. But he really, in that 5 minutes, is identifying someone's success blueprint. Because we actually have ingrained in our subconscious of money and success blueprint. It's there. And more than anything else and everything else combined, it will determine your financial future. You can be the excuse me. You can be the best business person, the best marketer, the best negotiator. You can be the best people person. You can know everything there is about stocks or real estate. But if your money blueprint is not set for high, the chances of you creating wealth are really slim. And if by some chance that you do manage to do that, more than likely you will lose it. That's how important your financial blueprint is. So it's important then to say, okay, how is your financial blueprint formed? If it's causing all these things to happen, how did it come about? It turns out that it's primarily information or programming that you received as a child? Okay? And so who were the people that helped make that happen in your life? Your parents?
Teachers.
Okay, teachers, siblings, okay, some of your peers, religious leaders, okay, people of influence, people that you saw as an authority figure in your life. Actually, the media. The media can impact your financial blueprint as well as even your culture. Okay, for instance, there's different cultures around the world. Did they think differently about money? And what you should do with money? Is that learned? Or did they come out of the womb that way? Okay, it's learned. It is a part of that process. So how is your blueprint actually formed? Turns out there are 3 methods of conditioning to create your financial blueprint. And the first one is verbal programming, what you heard. Okay, so the question is what did you hear, what phrases were spoken around you about money, success, or rich people? What kind of attitude was prevalent when you were growing up? For instance, maybe some of you heard money is evil, filthy lucre. Anybody ever heard that? What did you hear as a part of your growing up about money?
Money doesn't grow on trees.
Work hard for your money.
Okay, work hard for you. How many people heard that one?
It's not everything.
In spades? Okay, did you hear that one in spades? Okay.
Rich people aren't happy.
Okay, if you want to make money, go get an education.
Get a
Okay.
college degree.
Get a college degree, okay. Some people just said go get a job. Okay, that's all a part of what you did. How about there's never enough? We can't afford it. You can't be rich and spiritual. Now that's an interesting one. Okay? But it's interesting to look at all those things because all of those things were a part of the conditioning that created your blueprint. Okay, so how else did it get created? It actually got created by modeling what you saw, okay, as a part of your growing up. For instance, did your parents manage money well, or did they mismanage money? Were they spenders, or were they savers? Were they investors or non-investors? It's interesting the number of people that I've found that are very, very heavy into investing and very successful in investing. One of the things that they talk about is as they were growing up around the kitchen table, around all their meals, one of the topics of conversation was always investments. They grew up in an environment talking about investing in different companies, investing in different things. And that's just a part of the blueprint that they got created with. Was money a source of joy? Or was it a place for bitter arguments as you grew up? Here's reality. You've heard the old saying, monkey see, monkey do? We're not far behind, okay? That's just who we are and what we are. So, and here's what you want to look at. As you begin to look at this and analyze exactly what your financial blueprint is, one of the things that you're going to find is that in most cases, you're like one of your parents, or you're like a combination of the two. Okay? Now, there is a situation where you are exactly the opposite of your parents. Okay? That does happen. And why would that be?
Rebellion. You were enough
It actually turns out how angry you were with them in that area. Because the anger will come in and just turn it 180 degrees. So it's just interesting to look at that and to begin to understand exactly how that had an impact on you. But the last one is specific incidences that happened around money in your household. And that can be a very, very impactful thing. We're not going to get into that, but we're going to talk about ways to get into that. So, what's the next